Yeah, we usually have a lot of resistance, right? So.
Good evening, Allie.
Hi, good evening, guys.
I got it right.
Good evening.
Hey, Ellie.
How was your day?
Really good. Having a great day today. Can't believe it's 8:30 already.
Yes.
Hey, Allie. Evening.
Hey.
Evening.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey, sweetheart.
Good morning. What time is it? What time is it over there?
Mine is 29 minutes past 8.
Right. So you were 12 hours exactly. Nice.
So we were, well, someone else could fill her in, update her. And then I will share a quick story about relevant in it. We were beauty. Pascal brought in, and he was sharing a connection with his son, and so it triggered connection for. And we celebrated fathers because there was 3 fathers on the call.
Oh,
And
nice.
Nikki joined us and shared about her mother. I remember, in starting my journey, and it was working through. My mom and dad are still alive, and we were working through our history, our resistance. Oh, and man, it was when we started, it was rough. But man, was it just a wonderful opportunity to pull apart all of the stuff that we had held on to, all the stuff that we'd made up. There was a great lesson in not taking it personal. It just could be out and then gone. And it was like those old connections broke and new connections were developed and built. So I just celebrate that this morning.
Love that.
Wow, I hear that. That's really beautiful. Wow, that's beautiful. It's such wonderful awareness. It's so wonderful.
Yeah.
To be able to make it up and to rebuild and to restore and to just deliver and to be in this now moment, knowing that all and what was that brought us to where we are now, that we can experience it and have that gratitude. It just fills me up, because now it's just what it was, and now that it can change, like literally through the day, it can change,
Nikki, that's what I heard you were celebrating this morning as well. That with your mother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it was huge. It's so huge, and it comes in like waves. But I love the fact that, bye, sweetheart. Let me just say goodbye to my son. What was lovely about it is just the acknowledgement, the appreciation, the worth. It was just, it was really like liquid gold. It's liquid love, like Craig had in the chat box. Liquid love. And that's what I had this morning, is liquid love. That's what I stand for. That's what I'm standing on, my truth of intentionally. That's my heart. My heart is that. No, I'm really, and I had my mother's heart. My mother had a heart like that too. My mother did. Very compassionate. Very sensitive. She was very sincere. She didn't know how to articulate with words, because she, emotionally she struggled with that, and I knew that I had to fill the gap in there for her, but in the same time, she didn't need to be anything else than who she was, and for me to accept her for who she was at that time was hard, It was hard. But now, as I got into a little Ada in my life and gone back home, I really asked God to help me to accept just for who she is, you know, just to see her for who she is. And that was the journey. But this morning, it was really profound because now it's there's nothing like a mother's love, hey? I just got to say, there's nothing like a mother's love. And anybody can really show the nurturing and the caring, you know. But when it comes to acceptance, you know, accepting just for who she was and what she did in the time that she was living, she did her best. And for me,
Yep.
that is absolutely everything.
Everything.
Everything. Because it's so
Everything.
healing. And I can now be my best because I choose to be capable. I choose it. You know, I choose to be assets to everywhere I go. It's not to outshine anybody. It's just to be acceptance of where I am, where I'm going, why I'm doing things, what is my intention, and to articulate. So yeah, I'm very grateful for this liquid love. Because I feel it. And nothing can take that away from me now. It's like motherhood. It's like fatherhood. It's the God's love. Nothing can take that love away from me now. That's my love. Nothing, no one, nothing, no thing, no experience, no circumstances. Now I'm rooted in it. I'm rooted deep. That's who I am.
You mentioned before, Nikki, that your mom was the perfect teacher for you.
Yeah, she was. She really
What does
was,
that
you
mean?
know.
What does that mean to you?
You asked me what was the question?
You said that your mom was a perfect teacher for you. What does that mean for you?
She taught me to love. She taught me the meaning of real love. She taught me that I can go into my heart, that I don't have to look outside for answers. And the reason for that also, I have a beautiful demonstration. I had my heart broken. I was in my bedroom. I had my heart broken. I was crying. My mother was not you know, she wasn't, you know what I mean by lovey-dovey, like hugging and coming to soothe me with words or anything. She wasn't that person, you know. And that was, yeah, maybe, you know. But that night, she came into my bedroom. She sat on the edge of my bedroom. Excuse me. Let me start over. So I had my heart broken. I was crying. She comes into my bedroom and she sits on the corner of my bed. You follow what I mean? You can't get any further than that. I mean, right? And I distinctly remember, as I remembered like it was yesterday, like I'm remembering like it is today, on the edge of my bed, not in the middle, not next to me, not stroking me, not like right on the edge. And I thought, isn't that profound? Right on the edge of my bed. And she looked straight to the wall. She didn't look at me, hey, right to the wall. And she said, you know, Nikki, I know you're hurting. And crying. And I know it hurts. And I knew that she really was saying words that I could feel because it was really like piercing through my heart. I could think, finally, you understand what I'm feeling. Oh, I'm so happy. Just that was a lot. That enough was enough for me. But she then said to me, Nikki, what the locust has eaten, God's going to give you double for your trouble. And that day, I took that scripture and I started to meditate on it. That was the most profound thing she could have done for me. And I'm so grateful that she was alive still, that I could tell her, say, Mom, you remember the day when you came into my room, you sat on the edge of my bed, you didn't look at me, but you mentioned and told me that you knew how I felt, and that you told me what the locust is eating, give you double for your trouble. That means everything that is happening now is going to turn to your good. You maybe not feel it, maybe not look, it does maybe see it, but it's gonna come to pass. So that's for me, yeah. Because I've been praying for a long time. And I also think prayer is something that you consistently do because you just do it, because you know that you believe. You don't have to see it all the time. And sometimes you've got to wait. And I had to wait with a good attitude. And now I can say right now, like you celebrating fatherhood, to celebrate my parents is everything to me. And I can be grounded in that. Because it's not love that I'm looking any for outside me anymore. I'm looking within my heart, saying this is really who I am. This is the love that I'm giving to me. It's a liquid. It's liquid. It's just liquid love. It's wisdom. And that's it. And even yesterday, when I had this motion of just, when you're in love with something, when you're in love with someone, maybe you get these butterflies. I had this. I know now that this is what I have inside me. It's butterflies. It's this. It's heart-centered, so in a way that I can go, yeah, wow. And it's not coming from any source than from a man or from a project or from a program or what I've done or whatever. It's just embodying this liquid love. It's just I thought, wow, is this what it feels like in love? It's in love. It's a beautiful thing. And that's, now I know nothing can take that away from me. Nobody. It's so unbelievable. It's I don't even know how, and I can't articulate with words because I'm trying to explain it, but I think you got it. You understand what I'm saying. It's nothing, you can't move it, you can't shake it. There's nothing that can be said anymore. It's so embodied that I go, thank you. Oh, thank you. And that's all I can say is thank you this morning.
Mhm.
Thank you, Nikki.
No, thank you. I really thank you, because it's been a long time in the making, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I'm so grateful that I'm alive still to witness this.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, I'm really serious when I say that, because it's been a very confusing time in my life. I've been very confused. I've had always a void. I've always had this void. Something's missing, And now this key, it's just opened so many beautiful things, but it's also opened my heart. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay.
Oh, so many of us are looking out there to fill it, and we fill it from the inside and then let it out. Oh.
Mm.
Yeah,
And I'm not
needless to
even,
say, I've been thinking about my mom a lot the last couple of weeks,
yeah.
Yeah.
and all
Right.
that. And it was like, in a lot of ways, she was hell on wheels to try to deal with.
Yeah.
But she had a lot of moments too, So when you said the perfect teacher for me, I can really vouch for that.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd be where I am today
Absolutely.
without all of that,
Mm.
all of it.
Oh, absolutely. Me too. Me too. I wouldn't be who I am. And I wouldn't have that drive that I had, that drive for it, But now that I can surrender to it, it's almost like acceptance of who I am. As I accepted her, I could accept me now.
Yeah, for me, I'm identifying the value
Mm.
in those experiences.
So good.
Yeah.
Liquid love. Liquid love. And that's where our hearts are. It's that, like you talk about, your service and how humanity and how you want to uplift the consciousness of people. I mean, what a gift. What
Yeah.
a gift. What a
Yeah.
gift to society, to this life that we can live and know that we are here, not just going through the emotions of our old baggage, our old wounds, everything's so old, that we're bringing something new, that we're bringing it into a new space of awareness. Oh, it's just liquid gold. It's liquid gold. It's like, and how can you deny it? It's just the obvious. And that's why you can. But when you stand rooted in that, not shaken, and then you go, oh, wow, okay. Because it's going to be okay. Everything's going to, with that, just being okay with everything, it's okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's not just
okay.
that either. My mom had this vision.
Mm.
She had this vision of me, of what I was meant to become, that she shared with me often from the time I was a little kid.
Mm.
I mean, she told me
Right.
that I was going to be some kind of a spiritual leader.
Prophetic. She spoke it into your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was spirit. It's spirit spoke into your life.
Yeah, totally.
It told you from a young. I just love the fact that, we can be in this journey together, but most importantly, that we are really making a difference in our lives and the people around us. I think that's where it starts. And it's just questioning a lot of things and discovering and being curious. Because I'm all about being curious now. I'm not here to, hold on to things that I used to think that I had to hold on to. Oh my God. It's like so freeing to let that go and then open up to new things. And war actually came into my experience this morning. Like, it's just war. It's just war now. It's just the unknown. It's just war. I don't know. So let's go for it. Let's explore it. It's quite interesting.
Mm.
It's adventurous. It's quite exciting.
It's really exciting.
It is. It's like, you never know. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what you can say to somebody that can really make a difference in somebody's life. You never know what this sessions that we have every morning together, what it's going to do for somebody else out there. It's life changing. And I'm in the business of life changing. I'm not here to be the same. I don't want to be the same. I'm okay. I'm okay to be different. I know I'm different.
Are
That
you ever
makes
different?
sense. Yeah, I am. But I also want to be the adult in the room. That's also something that means a lot to me now. I want to be the adult in the room. I don't want to bring my childishness and childlike. I want to be the adult. I want to be curious. I want to have conversation, not have a grudge. I just want to be, you know, somebody that can put their head on my, on their, you know, their head on my shoulder and just say, you know, I need some time here, you know, can you just be here? And I'll be yes. And I think we all have that. Every single one of us has that. It's not just me, not just this one or that one. It's everybody. We all have that. We all care. No, we all care. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We all care.
It's interesting you bring that up, Nikki. Because for me, it's the other way.
Tell me.
I've been the adult in the room since I was a little kid.
Mm.
And I'm finally coming to a
Yes.
place. I'm finally coming to a place where I can be the kid.
Yes, I hear that.
It's
I
taken
do.
60 bloody years to get there.
Yes, I hear that. I do hear that. I hear that. I do hear that. You know, I don't know why, but I'm going to mention Dr. Mark Hyman. He's a I think you know him. He's a great
Yep,
guy.
I
He
do.
talks. Okay, and so yesterday was very profound when you mentioned something that I was very interested in, because it brought up things that I wanted to also just, you know, unravel and understand. He said that his mother was depressed. She had depression, okay? And
Yep.
through a young age, he had to be the therapist. So he felt that he had to, you know, think that love was to fix and heal. That's his perception of love. And that was a trauma that he had to go through and find healing for himself. And at the age of 67, he says now, you know, for what it is the age, but he can now have that relationship that he wanted, that he has with another partner, and that also he can live his full life, you know, not thinking that love is about fixing or healing somebody, you know, and that's something that he had to put on him by his mother, you know, unconsciously or
He
consciously.
ran around when he was a kid doing triage.
Yeah. So, you know, we take on these things that we don't even know. We don't even know the sabotage. We know the 6 sabotages now. There's 9 of them, but still, we don't know as a kid that that's happening, and it happens, you know, and then you start living it through your whole life, thinking, you know, what's wrong with me? And it's like, yeah, you got to just find your truth of your healing for yourself, you know. So it was
a lot of our
it was very
patterns.
interesting. What are you gonna say? What about patterns? Oh, he's gone off. What about patterns? You're saying something of Ellie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you hear what Craig said about patterns? What did he say? Patterns?
I didn't catch it all.
Oh, he said something about patterns.
It was something
Nice.
about doing the same, going over the same pattern with something like that.
Oh yeah.
There, he's not on. Maybe something's
got it.
happened on his phone.
Yeah, that's a disconnection. Must be a disconnection.
Everything's patterns though, Nikki, isn't it?
It's really interesting when you get to the place when you can look back, and I even feel that in my own understanding about the patterns now, that I can understand where it came from. This is so interesting and so freeing, because now when I see myself in this time, I can go, oh, I know where that's coming from. You know what I mean? So I can then withdraw and go, oh, I see that. So now I understand that, because it's not really me. It's just something that I'm playing out, because that's all what I maybe have saw or maybe what I've only experienced. And now I'm giving myself the opportunity to experience new experiences to embody, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the patterns that we carry with us are borrowed. They're not
That's it.
our own.
There's no,
That's
oh
what you
God, it's
said.
so relieving. Yes, it's such a relief to hear that. It's so good to hear that. It's
Yeah.
so good to hear that. Oh my God, it's so good to hear that.
You know, and
Finally,
until
finally.
we start doing work like this, like we're doing now, we don't even examine those patterns.
Oh God, it's so free. Oh Jesus.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel
And so we
so
have this
free.
opportunity to review these patterns that we've been carrying around
Oh
and
God,
decide
thank
which ones
God.
are ours and which ones aren't.
Oh God, thank you. That's it. It's changing. It's like it's just everything changes instantly.
Totally.
Instantly. After so many years, it doesn't matter. Instantly, it's changed. It can instantly change. Boom. And you know what? Like I said to myself this morning, no one sees the journey, right? I know the journey. So that's all that matters, because they only see what they see now. They don't
Yeah.
see the journey. They don't see how many times I've failed, how
Right.
times it was defeated, how I had
Yep.
to overcome and get up and get over it and get going again. Every time, pick myself up every single time. Yeah. But
Yep.
they don't see that, right? They just see you now. And they go,
Yep.
oh, that's easy for you to speak. Yeah. And I go, yeah, On Saturday night, I went for dinner. I wasn't sort of looking forward to it. I got to be honest. Okay. But I thought to myself, intentionally, I'm going to eat nice food and I'm just going to enjoy my evening. That's my intention. Because there's people there that's very confrontation and they're always picking. They always want to pick on something. And unfortunately, I had to do it because it's business. But it's okay. Business with pleasure, baby. I said, just enjoy the
Yeah, I
food.
love that.
Just enjoy your food.
The food.
So I sit down. They're eating before I even come, hey? What? Listen to that,
Oh, that's
hey?
just rude. That's just rude.
Girlfriend, that would have been a trigger. But I go, oh no, honey. No, not tonight. Tonight, my intentions is to eat good food. Because I was eating in an Argentina restaurant, and boy, it's good food. So I just stick with the food. So what happened? I come in, right? It's a table of 8 people. 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 people. All eating before I come, hey? They started with the starters. I come
Were
in
you
and I'm
late?
a little, no, darling, I'm never late when it comes to restaurant. I'm on time when it comes to restaurants. Yeah, no, I'm very punctual. But I come in and it's cool. But it's not, I felt my body go, that's not nice. This is not it.
Mm.
But I said, it's okay. When I say okay, I gave the host the look of saying, oh, you started without me. And I did say that. I said, oh, you started without me. Oh, no, we were so hungry and we just thought we'll start. I go, oh, okay. And I sat down. But then the host goes and says, oh, but yeah, Nikki, you must taste this. Yeah? Because it starters on the plate, Oh, you must have a little bit of this. You'll love this. It's a little shrimp thing. Okay. And I took it. I said, yeah, why not? Okay, cool. So just feeding my way through it. And this is the story where I want to get to. The person next to me didn't stop talking to me about everything about her accomplishments, what she's doing, how she's doing it, blah, 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 blah. I didn't have to say a word. And why I say that is that everything that she was sharing was basically about telling me what she sees and what she's feeling, And that's where I feel in my heart now. that isn't that interesting, that you can just sit next to somebody and you do not have to say a word, and they just tell you everything in a way that what they're receiving and feeling. And I go, no, I understand. Like, it's just like, it's really, it's interesting. That's what I gotta say, you know? It's very interesting. And that's what I felt like. You don't need to tell anybody anymore. It's when you decide for yourself what's important to you and what is your truth. And it's not about, it's just about being what authentically what you're choosing. And when people see that, they immediately want to add on to that. And it was such a positive conversation. And she said, wow, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, I go, yeah. It was just like a flow. There was nothing, you know, questioning how this, or must I do this, or how do I do this? No, it was just her sharing and me being where I needed to be. And that was it. And then even the other people, they were really like hospitality and coming and sort of like, you know, giving me a little hug behind my back when they pass, or you follow what I'm saying? It was like, wow, this is really interesting, because it just shows you that, you know, what you're thinking and how you're feeling can change very quickly, because people are just in their own, they're just in their own little minds, and they just go into their own little ways of coping, basically. But when you come in just being in a place where you can just be, you give other people that opportunity to be too. And I realized that. Because, you know, with certain things, I don't drink alcohol. I don't resist the alcohol. I do drink a little bitty if I have to. When I say have to, meaning like a toast, but I don't drink alcohol. And people are very offended by that, hey? They get very uptight about that. And, you know, for the first time, when I say the first time, because these people I know for a long time now, I've known them for good 15 years, yeah? So this is a good long time. And every time they keep saying, are you not drinking tonight, Nikki? Why are you not drinking tonight, Nikki? And it's like, I used to get so like, you drink. If you want to drink, go ahead and drink. Stop worrying about what I'm drinking. Like, why are you so concerned what I'm drinking? You know, I get so angry about that. And I expressed it also, like, just get off my back, you know, leave me alone. I used to tell them that, you know, and they used to get all like, you know, distance and, oh, I'm so like trying to be something and I'm not, I don't know what, because whatever. And to that night, I ordered my sparkling water, baby girl. And everyone's drinking like a fish, yeah? And I have no problem with that. But she bought another second bottle of sparkling water. Like everyone, only one person in that group said, oh, so you're not drinking tonight, Nikki? I go, no, I'm not. Just like that, baby. Just like that. No, babe. No, I'm not. With a smile on my face. No, I'm not. And, oh, okay. And everyone was silent after that. And not to say that, you know, I'm just giving you a feeling of allowing me to say that finally I can now tell myself it's my responsibility, it's my choice, what I choosing. You do not have to like it or agree with it. And if it makes you uncomfortable, then it makes you uncomfortable. That's your problem, not mine. I do not have to fit and be fit because I don't drink. In fact, the person next to me decided, oh, no, thank you. I had enough, because she was going to drink another glass or whatever. And she decided, no, I'm going to have water. And guess what happened? I got to tell you how exciting this was, because I was witnessing it. They're drinking like these people can drink like lots. I mean, wow, I can't believe how much bottles can come in one night. And they don't stop there. They just continue right through the night. Guess what happened? I tell you, like, I don't know how it happened, but it just happened. I ordered my bottle of water, sparkling, I asked sparkling water. Then this one next to me also wants a bottle of water. And then the other girl also decided that she wants a bottle of water. So now we got all sparkling waters on the table and they're all drinking sparkling water. I was thinking, I did nothing. I said nothing. I didn't tell them what to do, what they should do, blah. I was just being me. And because I was being me and I was loving my food, I had the most beautiful sea bass with some vegetables. And obviously everyone's eating big steaks. Good for you. I like steak too, but not that time of the night. I want my food to digest properly. And then, and then I don't eat dessert. No problem to eating desserts. I do eat dessert, but I didn't choose to eat dessert. And you know, it was just so much fun watching because it just happened automatically. They were just saying, "Oh, we'll have bottled water too, thanks." And I'll go, "Yeah, thank you. There you go." And so nothing to do with drinking here, nothing to do with eating sugar. Go ahead, eat dessert, eat as much as you want. And the person next to me, the host, always used to carry on with me about the sugar thing. And today he said, yeah, I maybe have to cut out the sugar a little bit. I didn't say a word. I didn't say anything. I don't look at anything. I go, "Oh, what are you having? Oh, that looks delicious." "Oh, what are you eating?" "Oh, they're eating this and eating that." "Oh, that looks delicious." And it just doesn't move me. But because it's conviction, it just they just started to say, "Oh yeah, maybe we'll have 2 or 3 desserts, not have 5 desserts." I don't know how to explain it. It was just beautiful to witness. Does that make sense? I got a little overexcitable telling you the story, but it is exciting. I know I expressed it a little further than I should. I could have gone to the point that it was just what I was doing in what I was wanting. And that's enough. And because of that, it was the obvious thing for others to go, "Yeah, let's order bottles of water now." And I'm not joking, not another bottle of wine, a bottle of sparkling water. Can you cope? Oh, come on now. It's like, oh man, I was like, yeah, cool. It was so much fun. Oh God, it was so much fun. And everybody was just chilled after that. They were like, yeah, everyone's chilled and, great conversations and people were just sharing and just lovely. And it was just lovely.
Witnessing was just front and
Witnessing.
center for me. I was like, when we listen, when we are in our intentions, in our creations, in our truth, which is the only moment of now, it's like, there's
That's
nothing it's like nothing, it's like everything's, rather than coming at you, it's like just lays out.
It beautifully explained. Yeah.
It's like people pick up on it, they see it, they observe it, and it's a source of power.
Oh God, I felt so, like, if I could say, just feel so at peace.
Yes.
It was so enjoyable being there. I loved every second of it. And everybody around in the table had a smile on their face afterward, like the smile. And I listened when people were talking from the other side of the table. I even leaned forwards to give them that attention, that I'm listening. It was beautiful to witness that in myself. I felt disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
In all the years that I've tried to discipline myself, it came in a way that it was something that I can just do now because that's who I am. I'm not trying to be anybody else than me. So I could celebrate me. And for me to celebrate me is a bonus. Because I don't have to shame myself anymore. I'm not disgusted with myself anymore. I'm not broken.
Yeah,
And there-
beautiful
and that-
example. A beautiful example of being a leader. Leading by example. Not do what people want you to do,
Yeah,
but what's true to you, and you lead people towards it because it's true to you. I
that's it.
guarantee you that a lot of
That's it.
people there that were drinking, they probably wouldn't want to drink maybe, but they're drinking because other people are drinking.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
So not following their truth. And
yeah, it's
you give
society.
them the
Yeah.
example.
For me, it
And
takes
it's just-
some time to work that shame through my system.
Tell me, it's taking me.
You know,
It takes
like
me,
it's not-
I think,
yeah,
every
like
day.
it's not an overnight thing.
No, it
And
takes
so I've
me
got
every day.
I've got to be conscious of being gentle with myself
Yeah.
around stuff like that, because you know, I got to apply my own liquid love to it.
I hear that.
First.
I every
First.
day. First, yeah.
You know, same is true with my relationship with my mom,
Mm.
quite frankly.
Mm.
You know, the
So-
core wounding that you're carrying around usually comes from either one of your parents. It's either one or the other.
Mhm.
And mine was with my mom.
Mhm.
And
too.
yeah,
Mine too.
so there's
Mine too.
there's a lot of healing around that that's been going on,
Mm.
especially in the last couple of weeks. But
Mhm. Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
loving myself through all of it,
Wow. That's
and
beautiful.
gently reevaluating.
Mm.
Notice there's the word value in that. That's why I chose that word.
Mm. Beautiful.
Yeah, because there was value in all of it, right?
Yes.
When you're in the middle of it, you can't see that at all.
No. You really can't. It's very painful.
Yeah.
Very real pain. That's real pain. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. It's, wow. So good.
But I guess that's being the adult, as you were talking about.
Yeah. That's just growing up. Just be
You know?
your own adult, your own person. Like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, sometimes they
Yeah.
call that reparenting. Like,
Yeah,
like-
reparenting. Yeah, that's
well, yeah,
it.
because you have to
Reparenting.
you parent yourself because you weren't parented completely as a child, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the journey where I ask God the 5 things. Funny that we have 5 steps, and I know we have 3 steps now, but the 5 steps of the recode. But my number 5, it's funny that I mentioned 5 because 5 is actually in Hebrew is grace. The number 5
Yeah.
is grace. And it's funny that I mentioned 5 and that we can go into a system where I can go now, the current and desire and blah, blah, blah. But my 5 was to reparent myself. This is what I asked God. Now, and I'm only saying this because of this group, and I think it's profound. So that's why I'm going to say I'm sharing it. Number 1 was reparent myself. that actually God fathers me. I wanted to be fathered. I wanted to be fathered. Okay. Yeah. And that's what I asked God. You need to father me now. I need to know how to be, fathered, reparent me. Number 2 was being my best friend. I want to be my best friend. Yeah. 3, I want to be the best lover of my soul. I know it's a little kitsch, but it's the truth. Lover of my soul. I want to be the best lover of my soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
4, funny enough, teach me. Be the teacher. Teach me. And then because I'm very much athletic and love sport, I wanted to be a trainer, like train me as a coach. And I didn't say coach at that time, but now I understand what training is coaching. You know what I mean? It's the training is coaching. And those are my 5. And I always came every couple of months to God and I said, okay, how am I doing here? I
Yeah.
need
Can you
to
say the
show
5th one
me.
again?
The 5th one is, the first one, I'm going to start with reparenting myself, that God fathers me. The second one is be my best friend. The third one is the love of my soul. The 4th is teach me his ways. My steps are directed by him. Teach me, teach me. And I can be teachable. I wanted to be teachable. Also, I wanted to learn to be teachable. And and then the 3rd is training, like a trainer in the gym, your trainer, that training and coach. But now it's training and coach.
What
Those
was
are
the
my
5th
5.
one again?
Training, like a trainer, like a coach, to coach me, to train me up the way he wants me to go, train me that his will be done in my life, train me that I will know what he wants, that I can apply myself and follow through. And in the struggle of where I came and where I'm now, it has been a lot of work. There's no question about it. But I also know that is what I also asked for. So now that I asked for it, I can understand that I'm here and I can see it in my physical form, in my body, but now in my mind, in my emotions, and in my spirit, and who I associate with, who I entertain, what I watch, what I listen to. Everything is what he's trained me up to be in this time and space, that I can now be the person that I'm choosing because he chose it for me, because I know I'm in the will of God now. And that cannot be moved now, because now I know that liquid love is not from man, it's from him. And everything that has come from this time to here, it taught me as he's taught me. He taught me. He guided me in a way of, showing me. And that's where I can say from here on, it's blessings.
Yeah, I think in number 5, I heard the word grace.
Not grace. Trainer. To train me, because I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to get into a healthy routine. Oh, grace is 5. Number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5 is grace. In Hebrew, it's grace. It means 5.
Oh, okay.
5 is great. Yeah, the number 5 is in Hebrew is grace. It means grace.
Yeah, what I heard there is invite grace into this work you're doing. You want grace
by the grace of God.
Grace to flood everything. Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Yes, I do. I want the grace of God.
Invite grace.
Yes. Invite grace. I invite grace. Oh wow, that really registers now. I feel it in my heart. Like I feel it everywhere. It just resonates like beautifully into my heart. It's beautiful words. Yeah, I really embrace grace. I receive grace, the grace of God, grace.
Yeah, I'm out walking. I just got a tingle in my leg bones.
Yeah, grace is sufficient for me. Grace is sufficient. It's all grace. It's all great. It's all coming back to source. It's all coming, all this work is coming back to source of grace, of spirit, of who we have always been. The light that he's shown and given to us. He breathed to us. It's our obedience to be in a way that we can be in alignment to say, I received that grace. I received the forgiveness. You know, I love it, man. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. I know, but I'm just happy because, I had to learn the hard way. There's no question about that. I learned the hard way, but it's okay because now I understand. I really can understand.
Yeah, receiving those
Everything.
energies that have been blocked out of the material world.
That's it, eh? Trying to fit in because, what's wrong with you? You're always so, different. But my actual difference has created something that it is different. Because that's
I'm
what I
starting to
want. I
realize
want
that-
different.
I'm starting to realize that they're energies, right?
Energy. Yes, energy.
Love
Thank
has an energy,
you. Hey.
and so does truth. So does grace.
Oh, yes. That's it. That's it. I'm very grateful. And it
That's
is
the
an
other
energy
side of
because you can
being
feel
open,
it.
is that you can actually
Yeah, it's-
receive. You can start to actually receive that stuff, and you can feel it.
Right?
You can
I'm
sense it in
feeling
your
it.
body. Yeah.
Yeah. Coming and closing. What's that mean? What does he say? Hang on. Something. Grasping,
Opening and
allowing.
closing. Opening and closing
Opening, closing
energies.
energies. Oh my God, this is so good. I needed this because this is what it is. Yes.
Yeah. What's
Yes,
interesting is
finally.
grace actually drowns out shame.
Oh, I love that. Ellie, are you listening to this? Oh my God, this is amazing. Amazing. This is, I love, it's like, love this. I love this. This is what I filled myself up. This is what I filled myself up with. You know, you can wake up in the morning, you can get real crunchy and you can get all different and start thinking how things are going to be and and then go, no. Like, just get into gratitude. Thank God I'm woken up, and get to do
There's
what
another
I have to
one.
do. Yes, tell us, yes.
Yeah.
Tell us quick.
There's another high energy thing. What's interesting to me is that you can invoke these anytime.
I hear you. That's what I did this morning. I had to.
But we're kind of out of practice doing it. So it's like,
Yes, right,
bring
right.
it in, invite it
Bring
in.
it in. Yes, invite it in.
It's interesting in scripture. It talks about grace in time of need.
Wow.
Yeah.
Explain that also a little bit, grace in need.
Great,
I know what it
grace
means,
and
but-
grace in time of need. So it's like, okay, so we're feeling a little overwhelmed, or it's kind of looking from here that that something's disturbing. Something's disturbing me. So you invite grace in, and
Ooh, that's it.
yeah.
Instant,
when I use the words
instant.
drowns out.
Yeah,
That's kind of the way it is. It's kind of like you turn the light on in the room. What happens to the darkness?
Yeah.
Wow. This is real. This is real.
Same idea.
Same idea, eh?
Yeah.
That's
Shine
the
light on it.
power.
Darkness goes away.
That's the power. That's where the power is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how powerful we are in the light. Oh,
It's not that
Isn't
grace
it?
is otherworldly stuff, or that high energy, that high frequency energy is otherworldly stuff, because it's not. It's just been kind of brushed aside for a long time on this planet,
yeah.
inviting it back in.
Coming back to the
We're
light.
making room. We're making room.
We're
for
making
it.
room. We're making
Letting go
room.
of things. Letting go of things that occupy the space.
Yes. Yes. Wow,
That's why
that's
we
beautiful.
let go, is so that we make room.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And if we think of like, what is our pattern? When I need, what is my actions? What do I feel my actions are? And that is your pattern. Like when I need, it's like, oh, I reach for, I go for it. Like, oh, it's out there.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah, my pattern is that I hang on tighter
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
instead of letting go.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
I think we're all guilty of that.
Oh, we are. Of course, because if you're not aware,
Look what
oh
you
my
just said
God.
about it. Look what you just said about it. You used the word guilt. So there you go. I think we're all guilty of that. It's like, okay,
Oh,
yeah, interesting.
There's no question. And you know what also came to me?
But it's
what
not
also
about guilt
came-
either. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
pattern. That's a learned pattern, right? It's not my pattern. It's not my
Oh
pattern.
my God.
I've just grabbed onto it
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
some
Totally
kind
get
of
that.
security or something, or some kind of protection for
Right.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've grabbed onto
Yeah.
that pattern. I've made it mine,
Yeah.
but it's not mine. Never has
Oh,
been.
that's good. That's very good. That's wow. That's good.
So when
That's
we make a
true.
judgment, when we say, well, I'm guilty, there you go. That's the pattern. That's the pattern itself.
Oh God Almighty. Yeah.
Yeah. The pattern is identifying with it and calling it mine. Or incorporating it into my identity of who I think I am. Right?
Yeah. So good. So these are all underlining patterns that we just gotta like be consciously aware, constantly like knowing.
Well, that's why we recode. Is because when it comes up in your awareness, then you recode it.
Recode and replace. Recode and
Yes.
replace.
Recode and
Replace.
Code and
replace. Yeah.
replace. Woo!
Choose it.
That's
choose
what
a
I'm
new one.
talking about. Yes.
A new pattern that you want. And it's like, it's like put that penny on that train track, because it'll throw that train off. Flump, 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 and it becomes a practice. Flump.
Oh God, this is powerful. Thank you. This is beautiful. Yeah. It's finally like regulating, you know, and monitoring and just getting the best out of everything, you know, of what you're choosing, that you can just be it in such a way that it's just what it is, and it's always been like that, you know. But it's just that we picked up these nasty habits and things that we had to overcome, but we are still here, and that to me, I am grateful for.
There's another word
It's going to be
you just
worth it.
used.
Yes, please. What?
That that we have to overcome.
Amen.
That's
Here's
not true
again.
either.
No,
That's
no,
not
it's
true
not
either.
true. It's not true.
No.
No, no. You
Because
don't
yeah,
have-
we think we have to fight them, right?
No. Yes.
It's not even our stuff, and we're fighting it.
Yes.
We're engaged with it. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
That's
Oh.
not true either.
That's not true. Yeah, that's not true.
Well,
either. Yeah.
Interesting, you said need to fight.
Yeah, there you go too.
Yeah.
There's another word.
Yeah.
Need.
Oh.
There's that
Need.
need again.
Yeah. 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 Oh, come on now. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's right.
All you really need is the
Oh.
grace that there's not room
Mm.
for right now.
There you go.
Mm.
That's right.
That's
Oh my
really what you
God.
need.
Yes. This is. And you know how powerful the words are right now, because our words are shaping. That's why we share our word of the day that shapes us, and like we can meditate on it. The same thing, what we are saying, our words are so like shaping us. And that's why when we can get into an open space, into our heart, and say, what do we want? What are we choosing? What we just love, and just going for it. And there's nothing then having the resistance of saying, yeah, why not? Why can't we? It's just that grace that we go into that is sufficient, that is there for the taking. It is. And that, wow. Yeah. Wow, that's so encouraging.
Mm.
That's so encouraging. It's like pure liquid gold. It's liquid
It's
love.
beautiful.
It's so encouraging that I can tell you, my God, it's like my day feels like it's finished already. I feel so full. I feel so full and satisfied now. It's like, are you kidding me?
You're gonna have this.
I'm gonna.
Thing too is
I told.
we don't even
Wow.
break the patterns. That's not
Yes.
true either. We just interrupt them by looking at them.
Oh my God. Yes.
So it's a pattern interrupt. You stop it for a moment and take a look at it.
Oh, love it.
Okay,
Oh.
because at one time that pattern was beneficial to you.
Yes.
That's why you adopted it. Was because it was useful once upon a time.
And it was needed. It was needed.
And it probably kept us safe.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it probably it probably
Yes.
kept you going or whatever, right? So
Oh,
You
I
got
love
what
you
you
take a
got
moment
what
and
you
you
needed.
honor it.
You got what
Yeah.
you needed.
You got what you needed, but it doesn't serve you anymore now. So we can
Correct.
let it go.
Right.
That's how we let
Right.
go.
Right.
Oh, I'm so happy right now. Honestly.
Before you let it go,
Present.
you honor it. You thank
I'm
it.
so
You-
happy.
Yeah. Because it kept you going. It kept you alive. It kept you here.
Talk about parenting. This is reborn right here, right now. In the spirit. Woohoo! You gotta get excited about this. I am just excited. I'm gonna contain myself, but I am gonna get excited about this. I'm gonna allow myself to feel excited. I am excited and I get very excited, and sometimes I don't know, but I want to feel excited. I want this to anchor. I want this feeling. I want this new feeling, not this dreading, not dreading along, just the vibe. I just want this feeling of, I got choices. I'm the adult. I can now decide. And it's just what it is. And it's lovely.
Can you allow that to penetrate you?
Yeah, I am allowing it.
Yeah.
Earning love is something, of my sabotage is not being worthy. That's my sabotage identity.
Is that
And-
sabotage yours?
No,
You just called it
I am
mine.
saying, no, but what I am saying, that was mine. That was mine. I have to
Yeah.
acknowledge where it came from. But the fact that just having the liquid gold of grace and knowing that you can be rooted in it, no matter what, it's now giving me such satisfaction. Wow. And I can say I understand why and what I did to earn it, because I thought that was my way of serving others, to do what others wanted when they wanted it, even regardless of how I felt and what my needs were. But now to be able to hear my heart and to go and follow through, it has nothing to do with anyone else but the love for myself. And because of that, I can give it to others. And they don't have to receive it either. It's their choice. But I know what my love can give now.
Can you give it to yourself, Nikki?
Yes.
Forget about others right now.
Yes. Yes. It's so beautiful. I have my mother's spirit around me now, because it's very, very real. And it's very beautiful, because when you said that, it was all about serving her, because she had bipolar, depression, eating disorder. She had a lot of things, emotionally couldn't regulate, very, very jealous kind of individual, very possessive, just very controlling, and was quite a mean spirit in some ways, that it felt like, wow, do you really love me? Like, do you really want me? One day, this, that, you never know. But you know what? Right now, that permission that I can give to me is beautiful.
When you have room for that grace to come in,
Yeah.
it'll radiate from you all by itself. You don't have to do anything.
Right now, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's the releasing happening right now. I know my body, and I love when you speak about your body, that it speaks in your body. My body's speaking to me, and I just can't imagine how it could ever feel, but now I do. And so now that my body's speaking to me, I'm in love. I honestly can tell you that right now. I'm in love. I feel it in my heart. I feel like I'm in love with someone. It's like my heart just gets like these little butterflies. And I go, oh, what's that? When you think about somebody that you just fancy, and you go, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
I feel it in my body now. And I can release it so like endorphins. I don't even have to exercise it out. I can just know that it's here. And it's just profoundly beautiful, because it's liquid gold that I've searched my whole life for. I wanted
Is that
my
puppy
whole life.
love, Nikki?
I feel like it's just so innocent. It's like I'm Carl for 4 weeks. Feels like I'm just 4 weeks old. Like I'm just experiencing life. I feel like I'm just experiencing my first, my first breath. Like I'm feeling like, wow, I'm eating finally food that I enjoy. Like, I'm drinking things that I love to drink, You know what I mean? I'm enjoying. It doesn't have to be anything.
Can you keep the
Especially-
idea of service out of that space?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Service is not a responsibility.
Oh, that's so good, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what will you replace it to? Like,
Service is a byproduct of what's going on inside you.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's really good.
It's not something you consciously do.
You just,
It's something that expresses itself.
Wow, you're on something here. I got
From your
that.
inner abundance, it expresses itself all by itself.
I finally feel that my true nature and purpose is coming out.
Yep.
That's what it feels like. This is my true nature. Like what you're all sharing now, what we're all sharing now. It's all our true nature. It's just that we just lifting it up, you know, and all these things that we can see through it to the core of who we are. And
It's
who we
not about
always
learning
be.
anything. It's not about
It's
teaching
nothing.
anything. It's not about
Yeah. Oh,
picking up lessons or anything like that. That's all crap.
yeah.
It's just about being creativity, just about being grace, being love.
Very beautiful. I'm receiving that. I really am receiving that.
You know, and letting your light shine.
Mm.
And it starts with
Yeah.
making room for it and then letting it actually penetrate you.
Have you ever felt invisible?
Oh yeah.
Mm. Mm. I really appreciate this. Thank you. Thank you.
I read
know
the
what
book
I'm-
too, Nikki.
Yeah. You know what
read the
I'm
Letting Go
doing
book
now?
a long time ago.
Yeah. You know what I'm doing now? I can't show you because it's I'm not dressed according to be on video, but I'm rocking. I'm rocking. My body's rocking forwards and back.
Yeah.
And my fingers are crushed like crust. And as I'm rocking, right? Something that, wow, it's the most nurturing thing I could do for myself, and listening. I'm innocent. My heart's open. It's love. Yeah.
I just got
When you
this that came in. You know, spend time with your innocent self.
yeah.
Nurture your innocent self.
That feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a gift. You know, when you get a gift, you want it for a long time, and you get it, and you go, wow, this is the gift. I can finally give it to myself.
Yeah, I've caught myself a number of times denying myself the pleasure of my innocent self.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
There's another pattern.
I hear that too. Yeah.
But it's not my pattern.
Oh, isn't that just freeing?
I picked
Isn't
it up
that
from
just
somewhere
free?
else.
God. Or you, yeah, you picked it up. We all picked it up, something up that wasn't ours.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a state of mind. State of mind. Finally. It's really wonderful. Wow. What a healing session. So much truth, so much truth. But I'm feeling so free right now. When I say that the truth does set you free. Free. Oh. No restrictions, there's no resistance to it. It's just so free, so true.
That's why opening up to
Please.
new is so important.
Yeah. Mm. A new experience.
You know, what new pattern will serve me now?
Mm.
What new
Yes,
pattern? What
now.
new pattern is there that'll serve me now? And serve all of humanity at the same time.
Isn't that just very blessed, very blessed. I'm very blessed to be here, very blessed, very thankful. To know that I'm not the only one. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, you've never been the only one, Nikki.
Thank God. No, thank God. I'm
Yeah,
so
no
grateful.
kidding.
Everything's about to change now. Change is here. I'm embracing change. I know it's tough, but it isn't. Not when you're in this vibration, not when you have this truth, not when you know that you made it all up. All assumptions and
That's because you're a creator.
mm.
Otherwise, you couldn't have even made it up.
Oh. Yeah. I'm going to say there's somebody that was a very well-known violin, you know, he plays the violin. He's a well-known, I don't know his name, and he came on stage. He's disabled, he can't walk. So he took his brace off and he sat down, and then he told the conductor, okay, go. And as he's playing, one of the strings broke. And the audience kept quiet, and then he just looked at it and then continued playing. And through that continued playing, he played all different kinds of sounds and different sounds. And, you know, he made beautiful music. Then when he finished, the crowd just kept quiet and then stood up and applauded him. And then you know what he said? He said thank you, but then he said, even as an artist, when one string breaks, you got to be left with knowing what other music can you play with the other strings.
Yep.
And that came with me thinking about what is left, that God gave me as a gift, or gave me a life, that I, now can use it and allow it to not allow it, but as a man or woman of talent that God's given to each man, that you don't go bury it, but you multiply it. So
You
what I'm
decide you're
saying
gonna
is,
play music anyway,
yeah,
even if you are missing a
Yeah.
string. Doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah, that's it.
And artists
Yeah.
can create music from nothing. So what difference does a string make?
Yes. Right? That's it. And that's where I'm just offering myself now. I don't know what I can give. I do, but I don't.
Nice
But
day.
what I, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful day. Just talking to the neighbors.
Oh, hi, neighbors. Yeah, I love that. Whatever music that's in you, play. Whatever is in you, play. Don't let the music die in you. Just play the music.
You ever watch the latest version of A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper
And
and
I
Lady
watched
Gaga?
it twice. I
Yeah,
watched it
well,
twice.
I've watched it about 20 times, but there's a scene in there. It's when he flies her to this venue where he's in the middle of a concert, and then he goes back. She's in the wings, and he goes back into the wings, and he says, "You know, I took your song. I made a little arrangement of it. It kind of sucks, you know, this arrangement." But he says, "But I'm singing it," and he invites her to come and sing it with him. And she says, "No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't." And then he turns around and he says, all you got to do is trust me." And then she's still resistant to coming out. And he goes back out towards the microphone and he turns and says to her, he says, "Well, I'm going to sing it anyway, whether you're coming or not."
I love that part.
Yeah, yeah. When I heard
Music.
that line the first time, I just heard God speaking that to me. You know, I'm gonna sing our song,
Ooh.
but I'm gonna do it by myself if you don't come.
It's beautiful. Oh, it's just beautiful.
That
Yeah.
was a life-altering moment for me
Mm.
when my heart heard that. I went, "Holy crap!
Doesn't it make
How dare I say no?"
Oh,
You know,
exactly.
like it was like, oh my!
What
It was
an
it was so
invitation.
enticing. Yeah, it was so enticing.
Invitation.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. What's beautiful, what I like is what you say, that what you can, you know, we just as we speaking, but God's everywhere. He's speaking all the time, and it's like when you really have conscious, that knowing that you can get it out of a line of a movie. It's, you know, and you can listen, you can read, you can hear something, you can see something, and it's just like speaking to you all the time. It's speaking to you all the time. And how many times have we just ignored it because we're in our head trying to figure it out? You kidding me?
Yeah.
But it's just a practice, and it's a practice. But when
Well,
you get
that's
into
a pattern
that
we have, right?
right,
We picked that up from somewhere else. We learned how
Of
to.
course.
We learned to do that, and it was useful for us once upon a time. But is it useful now?
Mm-mm. And because I think we've done it for so long, you got to wake up sometime, hopefully not too late. But I'm grateful that I get to experience that now. But I get to really, experience
I was in
it.
an automobile accident.
Yeah.
It's just over 3 years ago now. It was beginning of March, just before they shut everything down for COVID. And I didn't know it at the time, but I actually suffered a traumatic brain injury. And a certain amount of cognitive function was impaired at that time, and I didn't know this. But what's very interesting is my pattern was very much like the one that you talk about, Nikki, about about being in your head and and doing all that kind of stuff. And the real blessing in this automobile accident was that I had some brain impairment, and it wasn't working in a way that I could depend on it anymore. So I had to depend on some other stuff. And it's interesting to me that my intuitive instinct and powers have started to come out while my brain has been in this state where it doesn't really work properly. And so it was that brain injury was a real blessing overall, because things don't work very well for me when I'm dependent on my brain.
Are you that? Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
so
we're doing it
and
in
so
here,
right, and
yeah.
so that ability was taken away for a time, and it changed my focus and my, it interrupted the pattern, and and I'm developing a new one, still developing a new one.
Yeah, beautiful. Wow, so good, eh?
And I might not have found
That's
that out
good.
had that not happened.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
But the
Yeah,
thing is, it did happen, and I found it out.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. 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 Wow. Mm. Mm. Pascal is still there. Pascal. Pascal.
He might be driving or something.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm just working it away.
There you
Yeah.
are. Find a Mimo. Find Mimo.
Finding Nemo.
Find Mimo.
Yeah. No, I love your shares. It's just so good. The last share that you said, Craig, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost like God was talking to you. I'm sure he was talking to you before that you had that accident, but you were not ready to listen. And God had to do whatever it had to do to make you listen. And that was that accident.
Yep.
Yep. Yes.
It's like,
Very good. Yes.
if you're aware
Yeah.
of your pattern and whatnot, then like, okay, you picked it up right away, and then like you don't have to go through these accidents per se, but like sometimes we have to because we're just not aware of it, not aware of that we should learn a lesson here, lesson there, whatever, right? So yeah, so
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I had to have that accident, but it was a way. It was a way in Providence to to kind of nudge me in a different direction.
yeah,
Or get
It's
me out
all-
of the ditch and
all
back,
meant to be.
back on the path. Well, exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
Like you were zigzagging through life, and then like it puts you back straight, right?
Yep.
So yeah, amazing. Yeah, I just want to share a little bit of one of my pattern. And again, it's back to safety. And so I was trying to sell my car, not very long. And then my pattern is like kind of almost hiding things so I can make more money, in a sense. And then this time it was like I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't screw someone up. it was just like I had to tell him like everything that's wrong with the car, you know.
Yep.
And the guy that bought it, I'm kind of grateful. Like he didn't give me what I wanted in a sense, but he's real familiar with these type of car and stuff. So he was like, "Yeah, this is wrong with it. You know, this is, you know, that's what's gonna cost me. Blah 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 blah." And I'm like, I'm glad because like, you know, you sell your car to someone and then like they came back to you and be like, "Oh, you never told me about this. But now like I can sleep sound and well, you know, because like when you screw up people, you screw up yourself, you know, and that's what I
Yes.
realized. You know, I never been aware of that. I was always like, oh yeah, I make a little bit extra money on that person and this and that, but yeah, like how much it down on me, you know, and it stays in my head, be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, you know, but I've done it, right? But yeah, it was just like, now it's like I kind of broke the pattern yesterday. It was just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably a self-preservation thing of some kind, you know.
Oh yeah, it's all being safe, right? Like it's
Yep.
like I never have enough money in a sense, right?
Or trying to preserve what you think is yours.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
car, my house. Yeah, always need more, till you realize you're like, I don't need more.
Yeah, what's amazing is I went through a thing 6 months ago where I lost pretty much all of my possessions. And by court order, by the way. And yeah, in the last 6 months, I realized that I never really needed any of that.
Yeah.
You know, the real value I have, I've been carrying with me, you know, inside of me my whole life.
Yeah, nobody can take that from you.
Right,
That's
exactly.
the beauty of it. Yeah.
And that stuff is all I really need when it comes
Yeah.
down to it.
You know, I realized that like when I lost my dad, because my dad accumulates so much in his life, like so much material stuff. Like not that he was a rich person or anything, but like he just, you know, like he was a carpenter and then like every tool's on sales, like he was buying.
Yeah.
Well, at his death, like he had all this stuff like that we had to sell because it's all brand new. Like it hasn't been touched. You know,
wow.
but it's like
Yeah.
it's like 15 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Never
know?
taken it out of the box.
No.
Yeah.
And like I realized like he didn't have the chance of bringing anything with him, you know, none of that material stuff, you know, like I mean, and in the same time, like all the brand new stuff, I still didn't want it. I wanted the stuff that he used, you know,
Isn't
his
that
old
interesting?
hammer, his,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
that's
because
the
it had a
stuff I wanna
history or a
work with.
memory or a
Yeah,
he'd actually applied his energy through that particular piece of equipment.
tons.
Yeah.
Tons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, and like the biggest memory is like I built a deck with them in the back of my house.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like it's a walkout basement, so it's pretty high. And I always can remember that, you know.
Yeah. Was that in Calgary?
that
Yeah,
your place now?
Calgary. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll show you guys like I get to my place because like it's very unique.
Yeah. Hey, what part of town do you live in?
The Northwest.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me that before. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just
Next door to Cochrane.
pretty much.
They still have that ice cream store there?
Ice cream store in Cochrane?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, we used to traipse out there for ice cream. They had
Really?
good ice cream. Yeah.
I usually just open my freezer, and that's my trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, a beautiful share this morning. It was just
But
awesome.
yeah, back to your dad. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and I talked to my brother, and he was like, "Yeah, same.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
Yeah.
want any of the." And they hold like a lot of like his stuff because like a lot of people don't want to buy like 15 years old stuff, right? Everything it's upgraded, right? Even though it's new.
Yeah.
So they kept it for now, but yeah. Whoever wants to use it. Yeah, thank you for allowing me to share my experience.
It's interesting when your parents die and you have to when you have to sort through their stuff, their belongings. All of a sudden, a lot of patterns become really clear, don't they?
Yeah, I didn't have to do that, but yeah, no, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
I did. When my dad died, I ended up being the one that sorted through all his tools and stuff like that. Like we pulled wrenches together and we renovated houses and did all kinds of stuff together. And that was hard. Really hard to do that, to go through his stuff.
Yeah. And the safety aspect, I definitely like picked that up from my dad because like when they clear the house, they were like cleaning it and like, you know, put stuff on sale and stuff. They found money at different part of the house, like really randomly, but really well hidden.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like it's like he was scared of not having enough.
Yeah.
You know. And my mom completely the opposite. She doesn't care about money. It's so interesting. Like it's like she doesn't know the value of money. She's just like, you know. Well, she never had to deal with it because she never, like, you would say, being the provider. Right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah. But to hear that, like, these patterns are not mine, that was a really big relief. I felt that for sure.
Yeah, those patterns don't belong to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, Pascal, about your mommy. I bet she knew how to work with money. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, I remember like going to, for lunch, like in high school or something, and then asking her for money for lunch, right?
Yes.
And then she goes, and then like, she didn't have much, but she goes and then like a pile of like
Coins.
quarters and dimes
Oh,
and
bless
stuff,
her.
and like,
Yeah.
and I go to the cafeteria with like a
How embarrassing. Yeah.
yeah.
Get this bag of
Oh.
change.
Oh,
Yeah, that
mommy
was me.
salute. Mommy salute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I didn't want to spend my own money. It's
yeah.
crazy when you think about that.
Yeah,
But,
isn't
like,
it cute?
$3, $4, I can't remember. Like it was really cheap, right?
Well, when you're still in school, money is kind of few and far between.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I started
I did a
working
lot of
probably when I was
babysitting, I'll
like,
tell you.
I probably started working when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
We had strawberry farm, and then like I worked in the field. I
Yeah.
worked in the field. That's, I started earning money. Like I learned to be a good worker.
Yep.
And school emphasized that too.
Yeah.
We were really good at that. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
feels so good.
it's nice to see a different facet of it. Saying like I don't need to work for someone else. Really? Wow. Yeah.
Thing is, 100 years ago, most people were self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
Like between 80 and 90% of people were self-employed.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like thousands job available. That's the other thing, right? It was like, okay, you were either a farmer, a carpenter, you were like a shoemaker, like
you had a trade of some
a
kind.
bread maker. Like it wasn't like, it's just subtrade now. It's like,
Well,
I just do
business,
roofing.
right?
I just do roofing. I just do walls. I just do framing.
Yeah.
I just do painting. I just, it's like, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I changed. For sure.
Oh, no, so funny.
That's good realization.
What, Pascal, I'm curious now, what decade were your parents born in?
In the 50s.
Both born in the 50s?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
52nd, 53rd.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Both of my parents were born during the Depression in the 1930s, which has a lot to do with a lot of my patterns. Oop, I said my patterns again.
But you catch yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
But those patterns had a lot to do with going to school wearing shoes that were too small, things like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had staplers in my shoes.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
Nope.
Staples. Staples when you staple something together. Paper.
Oh, okay. To keep.
I had to staple I had to staple my shoes together.
Yeah. No, believe it or not, I've done that too, actually.
Yeah, I remember my mother said, "Nikki, I said, and I just remember, like, I said, no, Mom, it's okay. I'll just staple them." Oh shit. I sure don't staple my shoes today. Thank you very much. He's got a whole cupboard full of shoes.
Now for me, I used to put like plastic bag.
Ah,
You put
yes.
plastic bag and you put your shoe because you got holes in your shoes,
Oh my God.
so you don't get the water.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I had boots like that too.
Yeah.
You ever got a hot foot, Pascal?
Hot foot?
Yeah, a hot foot.
What's that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
That's in
Me
the spring
neither.
when when the snow is melting. That somehow you get that melting water in your boot.
Oh, okay, and then it go squish, squish.
Well, it goes squish squish, but it's hot
Squish,
because
squish.
it's cold. It's cold, but it feels hot.
Oh,
Like it's really funny. Yeah, you get that. You get that. You get that cold melted water in your boot, and oh man,
And it feels
you
warm.
get a sensation that goes right up to your head, but it feels hot. It feels hot. Yeah, it's funny because it's cold water, but it feels hot
Yeah, it's
because
crazy.
the shock of it just goes like, holy crap.
Well, I freeze my toes so many times that like, yeah, it feels
Yeah,
hot
me too.
after a while because you don't feel them.
Oh God, that's so funny.
Yeah, my toes are in a constant state of tingling because I froze them really bad when I was about 6 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Squish, squish.
Yeah, squish squish, hot foot.
Wish.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
working here.
Okay, so yeah, me too. I think I'm going to also say thank you. Jesse's
I'm ready
So,
to sign off too.
yeah, Jesse's with his son. So thank everybody. Have a great day. Oh,
there
great.
he is, mask and all.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Cool. So thank you. That was wonderful. Oh, look at him. Wow. You look dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. Much
Okay,
love.
guys.
Eh?
Have a good day.
Okay,
Blessings.
love and hugs.
Cheers. Loving.